That's okay. In fact, I think I might even start a few minutes early just to,
Sure.
and I think I'll only play for about an hour just to get us all on the roads in good time. Thank you so much for coming. When I got here, I wasn't sure if anybody was going to show up, and that would have been okay with me because then I probably would have just gone home and recorded it at home. But thank you so much for making the trip. This month I decided I would do some Scottish songs because we have Robbie Burns Day is the 25th of January. If you're not familiar with Robbie Burns, he's the national poet of Scotland. Lived in the 1700s, and some of his more, I'll be singing some of his most famous poems put to music, like Auld Lang Syne and My Love Is Like a Red, Red Rose. So I'm actually going to start with one that is not necessarily one of his more well-known pieces. And in my research sounds really lofty, but when I went to Wikipedia, I looked up this song, and he's reported to have written some of the lyrics. It's a song called Killie Cranky, and it's fun because it's in that sort of middle Scottish. I think there's like really old Scottish, middle Scottish, and then a kind of modern day usage, like basically just English. So there's I have a reasonably good idea what I'm singing about, but there's a lot of interesting turns of phrase. So it's called Killie Cranky. Wha hae ye been, say braw lads? Wha hae ye been, say brankio? Wha hae ye been, say braw lads? Come ye by Killie Cranky, and if ye had been where I hae been, ye wouldn't have been, say Cantio. And if ye had seen what I hae seen on the braes o' Killie Cranky, I fought on land, I fought on sea, at hame I fought my NTO, but I met the devil and Dundee on the braes o' Killie Cranky, and if ye had been where I hae been, you wouldn't have been, say Cantio. And if ye had seen what I hae seen on the braes o' Killie Cranky, oh fie Mackay, what gat ye lie, the brushy on the brankio? You better kiss King Willie's lip than come ye by Killie Cranky, and if ye had been where I hae been, ye wouldn't have been, say Cantio. And if ye had seen what I hae seen on the braes o' Killie Cranky, the bone picker fell in a fern, and Claver's got a clanky, or I had fed an apple blend on the braes o' Killie Cranky, and if ye had been where I hae been, ye wouldn't have been, say Cantio. And if ye had seen what I hae seen on the braes o' Killie Cranky, it's nae shame, it's nae shame, it's nae shame to shanky, there's sour sleighs on Athol braes, and the deals at Killie Cranky, and if ye had been where I hae been, ye wouldn't have been, say Cantio. And if ye had seen what I hae seen There we go, thank you. So my mandate is Scottish songs tonight. I'll try and, they're not all gonna be Robbie Burns songs, though. This is an old song that I've heard a lot of bands from Newfoundland sing it. That's actually a group called the Masterless Men. I think that was the first version I'd ever heard of it. It's called the Mingwale Boat Song, and it's a fishing song, and it was often sung as they're coming back from a long fishing journey. It mentions the minch, and the minch is it's up. I think now if I'm going to be. I should have looked up more Wikipedia. It's an area that they have to kind of get by. It's out in the ocean on the think on the Hebrides side. But anyway, it's a lovely song. And if you happen to know it, or even just the chorus comes by a number of times and you want to sing along, you're more than welcome to. Heel your hoe, boys, let her go, boys, swing her head round and all together. Heel your hoe, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingwale. What care we though, white the minches, what care we for wind and weather? Heel your hoe, boys, every inch is nearing closer to Mingwale. Heel your hoe, boys, let her go, boys, swing her head round and all together. Heel your hoe, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingwale. Wives are waiting at the pier head, or looking seaward from the heather. Pull her round, boys, and we'll anchor ere the sun sets on Mingwale. Heel your hoe, boys, let her go, boys, swing her head round and all together. Heel your hoe, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingwale. Ships return now, heavy laden, mothers holding their bairns are crying. They'll return though when the sun sets. They'll return to Mingwale. Heel your hoe, boys, let her go, boys, swing her head round and all together. Heel your hoe, boys, let her go, boys, sailing homeward to Mingwale. Heel your hoe, boys, let This is this next one was written by a Scottish songwriter, singer named Andy Stewart. Now I'm going to sing another song a little bit later that's also written by a Scottish singer-songwriter named Andy Stewart. Different guy. So they have a plethora of Andy Stewarts that are in the songwriting and musical profession in Scotland. They're both passed away now. So this Andy Stewart wrote a song called Donald, Where's Your Trousers? All about, I guess, kind of a bit of a having fun with the traditional Scottish garb known as the kilt. And I've put it together with an Irish tune called The Musical Priest. So I'm going to start with that. Let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low. Through the streets in my kilt I go. All the lassies say hello. Donald, where's your trousers? Well, I went to a fancy ball and it was slippery in the hall. And I was feared that I might fall, for I had me on me trousers. Let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low. Through the streets in my kilt I go. All the lassies say hello. Donald, where's your trousers? Around saying, Donald, where's your trousers? Let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low. Through the streets in my kilt I go. All the lassies say hello. Donald, where's your trousers? Lassies love me, everyone. Let them catch me if they can. You kinda take the breeks off a heeling man, saying, Donald, where's your trousers? Let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low. Through the streets in my kilt I go. All the lassies say hello. Trousers, let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low. Through the streets in my kilt I go. All the lassies say hello. Donald, where's your trousers? go. There's Donald. Where's your trousers? A very formative battle in the history of Scotland is one called the Battle of Culloden, and it didn't end very well for them. It kind of resulted in a vast departure, and but that a lot of the Scots settled in places like Nova Scotia, and then down along the eastern seaboard in America, and so it. I'm sure it was a very hard history, but we seem to be the beneficiaries of that migration. But it can kind of be traced back to the Battle of Culloden. It's the Battle of Culloden is there. I think I've got 2 or 3 songs here that are going to reference that. So this is one of them. It's called the Skyboat Song. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on the wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to sky. Though the waves leap, soft shall you sleep. Ocean's a royal bed, rocked in the deep. Flora will keep watch by your weary head. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on the wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to sky. Many's the lad who fought on that day, well the claymore could wield. When the night came, silently lay dead on Culloden's field. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on the wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to sky. Burned are our homes, exile and death, scattered the loyal men. Yet ere the sword cool in its sheath, Charlie will come again. Speed, bonny boat, like a bird on the wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to sky. Thank you. This next one's a more contemporary song, and actually, I believe it was written by an English songwriting couple. I can't remember their names offhand, but I first heard it sung by a Scottish singer-musician by the name of Chris Drever. And it's a really cool. I was asked to play it for friends of ours who were getting married, and they were both members of the Rob Roy pipe band, the pipes and drums and dancers, and there's a reference in the song about saying, "You're the music, I'm the dancer." Or I know the words when I sing it. I just can't recall it right now. But it really related to them, and so it's kind of a neat one. It's called "The Call and the Answer."
Across the moors, all we needed was each other. Like the eagle we will soar. You are the call, I am the answer. You are the wish, I am the way. You the music, I the dancer. You are the night and I am the day. You are the night, I am the day. You and I are like two rivers running around into the sea. When we meet, we're lost forever. We're lost forever, you and me. You are the call, I am the answer. You are the wish, I am the way. You the music, I the dancer. You are the night and I am the day. You are the night, I am the day. Lay your head upon my pillow. Let your heart beat next to mine. There's no past and no tomorrow. We're two hearts lost in space and time. You are the call, I am the answer. You are the wish, I am the way. You the music, I the dancer. You are the night and I am the day. You are the night, I am the day. You are the call, I am the answer. You are the wish, I am the way. You the music, I the dancer. You are the night and I am the day. You are the night, I am the day.
Well, thank you. So I promised you an Andy M. Stewart song as well as an Andy Stewart song. That Donald Where's Your Trousers was written by Andy Stewart, and this is a different Andy Stewart. This one's called The Ramblin' Rover.
There are sober men aplenty, and drunkards barely 20. There are men of over 90 that have never yet kissed a girl. Give me the Ramblin' Rover, for Yorkney down to Dover, and we'll roam the country over, and together we'll face the world. There's many that fame enjoyment, a merciless employment. Their ambition was deployment from the minute they left the school. They save and scrape and ponder, the rest go out and squander, see the world and rove and wander, and they're happier as a rule. There's sober men aplenty, and drunkards barely 20. There are men of over 90 that have never yet kissed a girl. Give me the Ramblin' Rover, for Yorkney down to Dover, and we'll roam the country over, and together we'll face the world. I've been to all the nations, delight in all creations, and enjoyed the wee sensations when the company did prove kind. When parting was no pleasure, I'll drink another measure to the friends that we all treasure, for they're always in our minds. There's sober men aplenty, and drunkards barely 20. There are men of over 90 that have never yet kissed a girl. Give me the rebel and rover, for Yorkney down to Dover, and we'll run the country over, and together we'll face the world. For the lassies young and sprightly, them all I courted nightly, when staying isn't likely, for I ramble up and down. For a life that would be hardy, I'll dance at every party, me Trouble and Dan McCarthy, and we'll all go on the town. The sober men aplenty, and drunkards barely 20. There are men of over 90 that have never yet kissed a girl. Give me the ramblin' rover, for Yorkney down to Dover, and we'll run the country over, and together we'll face the world. If you're bent with arthritis, your bowels have got colitis, you've got galloping bollochitis, and you're thinking it's time you died. You've been a man of action, you're lying there in traction. You may gain some satisfaction when you're thinking at least you tried. The sober men aplenty, and drunkards barely 20. There are men of over 90 that have never yet kissed a girl. Give me the ramblin' rover, for Yorkney down to Dover, and we'll run the country over, and together we'll face the world. There are sober men aplenty, and drunkards barely 20. There are men of over 90 that have never yet kissed a girl. But give me the ramblin' rover, for Yorkney down to Dover, and we'll run the country over, and together we'll face the world.
Some interesting medical conditions in that last verse.
So true.
I'm going to try another. This is another one all about the Battle of Culloden. This is called Sound the Pibroch. And the chorus, it's got a very catchy chorus, but the chorus is actually in Scotch Gaelic. It's Hashin Foam. Hashin Foam. I don't speak any kind of Gaelic, really, but that I'm told it means I know what I have to do. I know my duty. So Hashin Foam. So if you happen to catch on to that and want to sing it, you're encouraged to.
Sound the pibroch loud on high, from John O'Groats to the Isle of Skye. Let every clan their slogan cry, rise and follow Charlie. Oh, see the small devoted band, by dark Loch Shiel have ta'en their stand. They proudly vow with heart in hand to rise and follow Charlie. Hashin foam, foam, foam. Hashin foam, foam, foam. Hashin foam, foam, foam. Rise and follow Charlie. From every hill and every glen, oh, see them now, the gathering men. They bravely fight with dirk in hand. Rise and follow Charlie on dark Culloden's field of war. Hark, they cry, Claymore, Claymore. They bravely fight, but what can they more than rise and fight for Charlie? Hashin foam, foam, foam. Hashin foam, foam, foam. Hashin foam, foam, foam. Rise and follow No more will see such deeds again. Deserted is each highland glen, and lonely cares lie o'er the men who fought and died for Charlie. Hashim foam, foam, foam. Hashim foam, foam, foam. Hashim foam, foam, foam. Rise and follow Charlie. Hashim foam, foam, foam. Hashim foam, foam, foam. Hashim foam, foam, foam. Rise and follow Charlie.
Well, thank you. So, there's kind of, in my experience with Scottish folk songs, there's kind of three main categories. There's the Battle of Culloden, that's a big one. So I've checked that box off. Very romantic love songs. I've done at least one there, and there's a couple more to go. And drinking. So haven't done a Scottish drinking song yet. This actually checks two of the boxes. It doesn't mention the Battle of Culloden at all, but it's a love song to whiskey. So it's called Nancy Whiskey.
I'm a weaver, a Colton weaver. I'm a brash and roving blade. I have silver in my pocket when I went in that roving trade. Oh, whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. I went into Glasgow City. Nancy whiskey I chanced to smell. I went in, sat down beside her. 7 long years I've loved her well. Oh, whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. The more I kissed her, the more I loved her. The more I kissed her, the more she smiled. Soon I'd forgotten my mother's teaching. Nancy whiskey had me beguiled. Oh, whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. Tried to rise up early one morning to whet my thirst, it was my need. I tried to rise, but I was not able. Nancy had me by the knees. Oh, whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. I'm going back to Carlton weaving. Sure I'll make those shadows fly, for I'll make more at Carlton weaving than I ever did in my roving ways. Oh, whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. So come all ye Carlton weavers, come all ye weavers, where'er ye be. Beware of whiskey, Nancy whiskey. She'll ruin you like she ruined me. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy whiskey. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, oh.
Thank you. All right. right, here's this is another Robbie Burns song. It's probably his second most well-known song. It's a lovely song called "My Love Is Like a Red, Red Rose."
My love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. My love is like a melody that's sweetly played in tune. And fair art thou, my bonny love, so deep in love am I, that I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry. Till all the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun, and I will love thee still, my dear, though sands of time shall run. So fare thee will, my bonny love, and fare thee will the while, and I will love thee still, my dear, though 'twere 10,000 mile. Though 'twere 10,000 mile, my dear, though 'twere 10,000 mile, and I will love thee still, my dear, though 'twere 10,000 mile. My love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. My love is like a melody that's sweetly played in tune. And fair art thou, my bonny love, how deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till all the seas gang dry.
Well, thank you. I should mention, if you are interested in an actual Robbie Burns evening of events, there's two options in the area. On Wednesday, the Royal Canadian Horse Artillery Club, the RCHA Club on Ontario Street, is doing one. Turpin's Trail is going to be doing the music there, but they also have a pipe band, the Princess of Wales' own regiment pipe band. There's going to be a few bagpipers there, and I think even a couple of dancers. There's also going to be haggis, and there's going to be the address to the haggis. The Robbie Burns nights are very steeped in tradition, and so the address to the haggis is an important thing. I believe there's also Scotch tastings, and there's going to be, I think, there's even going to be some nice Scottish shortbread there. So that's Wednesday evening. And then Friday evening, there's another Robbie Burns night in Westport, and it's at the Cove. And Turpin's Trail will be playing there as well, and they got a really, really good person to do the address to the haggis there by the name of Walt Freeman. So Walt is going to be piping in the haggis and doing the address. There is a whole history which I am woefully underqualified to talk about, with as far as the haggis being. I don't want to go into too detail what haggis actually is. It's a sheep meat product, but it was traditionally eaten by the poorest of the poor in Scotland, and so Robbie Burns wrote this address to the haggis as kind of a tribute to the working man, and kind of, because it does feel, as someone, I mean, I'm Irish, so not too far away from Scotland, but I never really started going to these Robbie Burns events until I started getting hired to play the music at them, and it does seem a little bit weird that so this plate of meat gets brought in with a bagpiper accompaniment, and they walk around. Everybody stands, but it was kind of I guess it was kind of tongue in cheek a little bit with Robbie Burns. He wrote this poem called "The Address to the Haggis," and he just talks about how it's like it's the greatest food, and so the haggis kind of takes the place of almost like a king or royalty in a way. So, but it is, and it tastes delicious. I love haggis. I've already had a couple of helpings. Myself and Jessica Wedden, my fiddler friend, we played in Verona and Perth last weekend and did a couple of Robbie Burns shows for Scott Reed, the MP, and Scott did the address to the haggis there and did a wonderful job. But anyway, I digress. If that sounds something that you might be interested in, come say hello and ask me about the details. You can find the details online. If you, the Cove has a Facebook page, and the RCHA Club has a Facebook page as well, and there's details there. There's tickets for both. Anyway, on with the show. I'm going to do another contemporary Scottish song. This is one that was written by Dougie MacLean, and it's called Caledonia. I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me in these last few days. I've been afraid that I might drift away. I've been telling old stories, singing songs that make me think about where I came from, and that's the reason why I seem so far away today. Oh, but let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Now I've moved and I kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proving. I've lost the friends I needed losing, found others on the way. Now I've tried and I've kept on trying, stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. I have traveled hard with conscience flying somewhere in the wind. Oh, but let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Now I'm sitting here before the fire, the empty room, the forest choir, the flames that could not get any higher, yet withered now they've gone. And I'm steady thinking my way is clear, and I know what I will do tomorrow when the hands have shaken, the kisses flow, and I will disappear.
Oh, but let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had.
Thank you. All right, this one counts kind of as a love song. It's an old song called Lizzie Lindsay, and it's a time-old story about boy meets girl, boy falls in love with girl, girl doesn't seem particularly interested, then girl finds out boy is rich, girl marries boy. Now, I think it speaks more to the socioeconomic situation of the day rather than the particular temperament of the fine lady. But I would have married the guy too, because he ended up creating a chain of really successful burger restaurants. He's Ronald McDonald is his name. So I suspect maybe it's a different Ronald McDonald.
Rick Henderson. A few generations before.
Just a couple.
He said
But I did throw, I'm going to play a little bit of harmonica on it. I threw an instrumental break in just to give a little bit of space between the girl finding out that finding out who the guy is, and at this point has no interest in him, and then agreeing to marry him. Just, give a little bit of time there.
Will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay? Will you gang to the Highlands with me? Will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay? Me wife and me darling to be. Will I gang to the Highlands with you, sir? Such a thing it never could be. For I know not the land where you come from, nor know I the name you go with. But will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay? Will you gang to the Highlands with me? Will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay? Me wife and me darling to be. Oh, lassie, me thinks you can little if you say that your dinner can be. For my name is Sir Ronald MacDonald, a chieftain no high degree. So will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay? Will you gang to the Highlands with me? Will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay? Me wife and me darling to be. She has gilded her coat of white satin, and her petticoat up to the knee, and she's gone with Sir Ronald MacDonald, his wife and his darling to be. Will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay? Will you gang to the Highlands with me? Will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay? Me wife and me darling to be. me wife and me darling to be.
While the song was going on, I was picturing the wedding, and so Ronald McDonald and Lizzie Lindsay, and I think Grimace was the best man, and Mayor McCheese was the officiant. Anyway.
And they got married over the arch.
Oh, the arches would be such a nice little trellis.
Burgers on the menu.
Here's this one's called Loch Lomond, or sometimes known as By Yon Bonny Banks.
By yon bonny banks and by yon bonny braes, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, where me and my true love were ever one to gae, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Ye take the high road and I'll take the low, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye, where me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. 'Tis there that we parted in yon shady glen, on the steep, steep sides of Bellomond, where in purple hue the Heeland hills we viewed, and the moon coming out in the gloaming. Ye take the high road and I'll take the low, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye, where me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Birdies sing and the wildflowers spring, and in sunshine the waters are sleeping, but the broken-hearted kins nae second spring again, and the waeful may cease frae their grieving. Ye take the high road and I'll take the low, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye, where me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond.
Thank you. Let's see. I should probably wrap up relatively soon so we can get on the road and save and safely. Matthew, you have a...
I have a request.
Okay, well...
For closing, I was wondering, so today HMCS Fredericton left Halifax.
Yes?
For overseas. And I was wondering if you would sing Farewell to Nova Scotia.
I will. There we
And
go.
I'd like to record that and I'll send it to them.
For sure, yeah.
So when you sing it, if you could say it's for the
For
HMCS.
the HMCS Fredericton.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I had a friend that worked on the HMCS Fredericton years ago.
Yeah.
Nice. So that'll be the encore. Okay. So I'm someone who really doesn't I find humor in the whole pageantry of the tradition of the encore, where you finish a song and then you kind of go off stage and hey, so you're really good. And then you come back and it's like, oh, thank you so much. I didn't know. Let's see. So no sense wasting anybody's time. Anyway, I got a couple more before that, but that's a great idea. Let's see. I'm going to do this one's called "The Flower of Scotland."
O flower of Scotland, when will we see your like again? That fought and died for your wee big hill and glen, that stood against them. Proud Edward's army, and sent him homeward. Take think again. Those hills are bare now, and autumn leaves lie thick and still. Or land that is lost now, which once so dearly held, that stood against them. Proud Edward's army, and sent him homeward. Take think again. Those days are past now, and in the past they must remain. Though we can still rise now, and be a nation again, which stood against them. Proud Edward's army, and sent him homeward. To think again. O flower of Scotland, when will we see your like again? That fought and died for your wee bit hill and glen, and stood against them. Proud Edward's army, and sent him homeward. To think again.
Well, thank you. I'm going to leave you with this last song. This is one Robbie Burns, probably his most famous song, although it really often only gets like a part of the verse and the chorus sung around New Year's Eve, or if anyone is binge watching It's a Wonderful Life, it's Auld Lang Syne. Thank you so much for supporting the Battersea United Church, and I'm throwing this up on my YouTube channel, so I'll say a thank you to along with some etransfer information. So thank you to anybody who would choose to support the church that way as well. All right, so here we go.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of Auld Lang Syne? For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll tack a cup, oh kindness yet, for days of Auld Lang Syne. We twa hae run about the braes and pulled the gowans fine. But we've wandered many a weary fit since days of old lang syne, and we twa hae paddled in the burn frae morning sun till dine. But seas between us braid hae roared since days of old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for old lang syne. And surely you'll be your pint stoop, and surely I'll be mine, and we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for old lang syne. And there's a hand, my trusty fear, and gaze a hand o' thine, and we'll tak a rect, get willy wot for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for old lang syne.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much. That was my last song. Oh, you got to put up at least a little bit of the pageantry, no? All right, I'll do one more. Well, I'd like to send this one out to our brave servicemen and women who are heading out on the HMCS Fredericton. So this one is for you.
The sun was setting in the west, the birds were singing on every tree. All nature seemed inclined for rest, but still there was no rest for me. Farewell to Nova Scotia, you sea-bound coast, let your mountains dark and rear I be. Oh, when I am far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh or a wish for me? I grieve to leave my native land, I grieve to leave my comrades all, and my poor aged parents whom I held so dear, and the bonny, bonny lass that I do adore. Farewell to Nova Scotia, you sea-bound coast, let your mountains dark and rear I be. Oh, when I am far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh or a wish for me? The drums they do beat and the wars to alarm, make captain calls, I must obey. So farewell, farewell to my Nova Scotia's charms, it's early in the morning and I'm far, far away. Farewell to Nova Scotia, you sea-bound coast, let your mountains dark and rear I be. Oh, when I ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh or a wish for me? I have 3 brothers and they are at rest. Their arms are folded on their breast. But a poor simple sailor just like me must be tossed and driven on the dark blue sea. Farewell to Nova Scotia, you sea-bound coast. Let your mountains dark and drear I be. Oh, when I am far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh or a wish for me? Farewell to Nova Scotia, you sea-bound coast. Let your mountains dark and drear I be. Oh, when I am far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh or a wish for me?
Thanks again and travel safe.